In your opinion, what is the worst curse word?
A cloud.
I'm never afraid to touch the butt.
Where the hell did pickleball come from? Let's party. There's always a party. Let's go party. I've had enough of the fucking crap pumping the crowd up.
Pump up the crowd. We're having a great time. Life's a party. Welcome to the show, parties. Hope you're having a great week. We're going to make your day just a little bit better.
Yeah, and if you're listening at home, let's crack a cold one. Let's have a good time today.
As we always say on the show, if you're on the road, pull over because no drinking and driving.
I'm drinking the White Claw, hard seltzer, citrus, yuzu, smash.
Honestly, if you ever want to be a guest on the show, our variety of alcohol in our fridge is phenomenal. You can get whatever you want. You want a seltzer, you want a Guinness, you want a beer, you want multiple, like there's millions of seltzers we have.
There's
all
a
different
Back
flavors.
to the Future drink in there.
There's a Back to the Future drink for you. We got a huge variety, so let us know.
We
you
have
want to be a guest?
We have everything but water.
We don't have much water.
We had
no.
a lovely guest, G. So if you haven't checked out his episode, he's a songwriter, singer-songwriter.
It's a couple weeks back.
Yeah, a couple weeks back. He came in here. Good for him. He's been sober for X amount of years. Hasn't had alcohol or anything recently. We go to get him something to drink. Gee, we have nothing but alcohol here. So we have nothing to offer to you. So we're not good influences to him. But we're matching today. We got our Old Life's a Party merch.
It's been like a year and a half, maybe?
Because we did this first drop like early in the beginning. We
Yeah.
appreciate anybody out there that has one.
It's a limited edition.
Maybe you're wearing it while listening.
Limited edition. I see people wear these shirts all the time. We had a
All the
buddy.
time.
We had a buddy of ours who was in Nashville. He met some guys from Impulsive.
Yeah,
He met some of the guys, and he was wearing a Life's a Party shirt.
That
He
was
was
really dope.
representing while he met the guys in Nashville, so that was dope. I have a friend who like wears the shirt to bed, so I see her. She'll snap me every once in a while, so you'll see her Life's a Party
it's
shirt.
the comfort colors. It's a comfortable shirt.
People like the vibe. It's a good time.
And then we
Life's
did the
a Party.
Christmas shirts.
We did Christmas, so we did them last Christmas. So this Christmas, hopefully, we'll see them out and about again. But we do want to do another merch drop. It's just time trying to figure it out. If you have cool designs, if you're an artist, like let us know. We love to work with you. And if you checked out last week, we had Brendan on the show. Big fan. That's what's awesome. He was a big fan of the show, and he said a couple weeks back, he said he had some ideas for merch for us.
Yeah.
And one was he was realizing a lot of our sayings. He was like, what are certain sayings you say? And it was like Little Johnny.
Little Johnny, Four Loco Girls.
That was back in the day. Was one of our big like Four Loco Girls. Balls to the wall.
I mean a donut.
There's some, sayings we like to say here all the time on the show. And it would be cool. Like, I'm thinking in my brain, like if you went to go see a concert, if they went on tour, it was like, what's their dates?
Like the tour
Ours
dates.
would say like our sayings.
I like that.
And then maybe like famous episode, like an episode we said it in. Like episode 2, Four Loco Girls. And then
like
be
the timestamp?
maybe something cool we could do.
That would be dope. So stay tuned. We appreciate you guys listening to us every week. Give us a like, subscribe on YouTube. We just recently had a couple new reviews on Apple Podcasts, so we appreciate those. Shout out.
Definitely give us, if you like the show, if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcast, give us 5 stars. You guys are the best, and let's get this thing started. We're going to start segment, fun questions to ask while at a party.
Yeah, you could be drinking, you could be getting drunk, and sometimes people don't really know how to start a conversation. So these are kind of all over the place to be like, you can go in any direction.
Yeah.
And they're good convo starters.
First one we got here is, what's the weirdest movie that you've ever seen?
Ooh.
There's a lot of weird movies I've seen in my life.
There is. We're like a movie podcast, entertainment podcast, talk movies a lot.
It depends. You could go on the funny angle. So, like, for me, a super strange movie, but to me is super funny, but is also deep. This is Bo Burnham, Inside.
That's funny.
So it's supposed to be funny, but at the end of the day, it's just a weird movie.
Well, Bo Burnham's like he's a weird guy.
He's got a lot going on. That movie, it was made during COVID. He like isolated himself for a year.
Oh, that's what it is.
If you've seen Inside, Ryan's dropping ping pong balls on the set.
My balls finally dropped.
Yeah, they did.
Let's give it up. My balls dropped, Mom.
I made it to the big leagues.
if you
With life support.
okay, we're done. Let's move on. But if you've ever seen Bo Burnham's Inside, it's on Netflix. Definitely check it out. It's one of the craziest movies you've ever seen. He did the whole thing by himself. He like wrote the whole thing, edited it, shot it. Like it's insane. So
He is one of those guys that's like really out there, but so like beautifully creative.
yeah,
One of my weird movies that I've seen was Eighth Grade, which is also by Bo Burnham.
that's true. Yeah,
And you enjoyed that movie. And I went to the movies to go see that when it came out. And it's about these girls who are going off to college, but they're experiencing that weird stage of their life of like maturing. So it's like the first time they get their period, or it's like, oh, we're gonna have sex. And it's just like it's a very awkward feeling movie. I kind of relate it to Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler, because that's a gambling movie, and like gamblers always feel anxious, like they're always trying to chase back that money they lost, or they're maybe worrying about paying their bookie X amount of dollars and they don't have it. And during that whole movie of Uncut Gems, you feel very anxious because Adam Sandler's character is so anxious. So in relation to this movie with Bo Burnham in Eighth Grade, these girls are going through their awkward stage. So you feel that awkwardness, and
It
the
feels
scenes
awkward,
are so
yeah.
awkward. So maybe that's why I think it's a weird movie. Like even when she was trying to hook up with this kid, like in the car, it's just
yeah.
his message and his feeling that I got watching, I guess, is what he wanted, which is why you probably rated a good movie. Thought it
I
was a
think
good
it's really
movie.
good. Yeah,
But it just was just a weird movie to me.
I recently saw this movie. This is Anything Everywhere All at Once. This is like a multiverse movie. It's like a woman, she has to kind of save like the world. And the problem is she's like going into different multiverses where she was different things. So in this world, she's a failure. She's like the worst version of herself. But then she's like a professional chef. She's like a movie star. She figures out she's going into different multiverses.
Is it hard to follow?
It's not, but it's just all over the place, and it's very interesting and definitely out there. Like it's an out there concept.
What's that movie we did a review on? It was like peak COVID, not peak COVID, but there was there's like 3 movies playing in the box office. And me and you, we went to go see it. He's that famous director,
Oh, Tenet.
Tenet. That's another weird movie.
Tenet is a weird movie.
Christopher Nolan, that is.
Yeah.
It's a weird movie. It's very hard to comprehend, especially for someone like me, who's not the brightest
Yeah,
of the bunch.
Tenet has a lot going on because of the way the time works in the film. Like
Yeah.
it's not time travel, but it's like time. I forget what they call it, but it's a weird film for sure.
I feel like that's a movie where it's like you have to watch it like not just twice, but like maybe 3, 4
Yeah.
times.
Well, that's a lot of Christopher Nolan movies. If
What
you
else
watch
has he done?
Inception, like
Yeah.
Inception's a weird movie, but I literally think it's one of the best movies ever made. Interstellar is another one where it's weird, but it's super. It's just amazing. Like it's so well done.
Yeah.
But there's some weird things about it.
Remember when we were talking about Christopher Nolan and I brought up Winnie the Pooh because I thought he directed
It's like
Winnie
Christopher
the Pooh.
Robin. so stupid.
That was actually during the show. All right, let's do the next one. The next one is I'm at a party. Paul, do you prefer the window seat or the aisle seat?
Just came back from Ireland a couple weeks ago.
Yes, we had an
And-
Ireland show.
On the plane ride to Ireland, 6.5 hour flight, I was in the aisle seat. Then on the way back to the States, I got the window seat. Got to experience both. To me, I feel like I drink a lot of liquids. I gotta pee.
True.
In the movie theaters, I like taking the aisle. Like
Same.
that's for me. I like taking the aisle because I don't want to bother people, or I know if I gotta go, I just go. I just go real quick and I get back in my seat. But for a plane, I like to sleep in a plane. And the thing is, I don't like being in the aisle because if I sleep and someone's got to get up, or I got to get myself up a lot, people got to keep moving. And then because I'm in the aisle, I can't really have anywhere to rest my head. So I thought about this.
You gotta
and
get
I
one of
said,
those airplane pillows.
I got
those
one.
suck, first of all.
No, they work.
Oh, they suck.
But that's the thing. If you fall asleep, if you want something to rest on, window all the way, you got a better view.
Yeah, I agree with window on planes and trains. But I'm also with you where like I'm at the point where like my bladder's a problem sometimes.
How old are you? 65?
My balls just dropped. because you did
That's
this.
true. Yeah, it's true.
But
at the age where I need to piss a lot.
so like when I go to when I'm looking for concert tickets or I'm looking for basketball, baseball games,
Sporting events,
I gotta go aisle.
seats. Aisle seats, sporting events.
I
for
have
sure.
to go aisle. And even movies too. Because like movies, I don't know if we should talk about this, but I get like just like where we are in the country, I get very anxious. Like I'm always thinking about like what's my exit plan.
Yeah.
So that's alwa's in my mind. And it's a little bit of a problem recently. But like I'm always have to be on the edge because it's like, oh, okay, where's the exit right there? I'm on the end, boom, I'm out that door if shit hits the fans. So I say train window, plane window, other anywhere else aisle. Tom Segura has this funny like comedy bit where he's just like shitting on like older people who are on a plane who are like, oh, I got the window seat. Oh, a cloud. Oh, another
Yeah,
cloud. It's
that
like
is
these guys
true.
never seen a cloud before.
It is true. Like the window seat is really good for takeoff and landing. Other than that, I mean, you don't see much.
Cloud. It's another cloud.
All right. In your opinion,
Yes.
what is the worst curse word?
And if people watch the show, they understand my
We-
feelings towards curse words.
Do we bleep? We might have to bleep these out. How bad are they?
They're pretty bad. But
I
we
have
could
a bad one.
But we're not going to say the word. We could just use the letters. Like if I say the C word is probably the worst.
I think that's the worst word.
But here's the thing. It's like the P word, the part of a woman, the P word.
Okay, yeah.
Isn't that just the same thing as the C word?
Yeah, but no, but the C
Yeah, but why use that?
because it's hard. It's a hard feeling. It just doesn't. It comes out of the mouth very harsh and like it's like put in a derogatory way.
Can
And
you
it just-
compare it to like we go from the woman's parts to the male parts. So the P word,
That's not bad.
penis,
That's not bad.
but then it's the C word for that same part.
It's a little harsh, but like no. But I'm saying the women's part C is like harsh.
But it means the same
It
thing as the
doesn't.
P
It doesn't
word.
matter. It's like the harshest thing. If someone says it, it makes me cringe. My ears like I hate it.
Well, yeah, it's probably the word. What else
it's
do you
just
think?
bad. That's what I would pick. I mean, and then I don't want to go down this road, but there's like if you're like putting someone down and you're calling them certain words to put them down, like that's where it gets in the bad spot. But like in general, like curse words, you could just curse and the word technically has no meaning.
Yeah, like, why are most curse words just body parts? You realize
That's true.
that?
Yeah, I agree.
That's kind of weird. Like, why isn't it just like nose? Like, you're such a nose, dude.
Well, because it doesn't mean anything.
Like, you're such an asshole.
Yeah, there you go. You don't think that? I feel like that's so weird.
Asshole's probably the lightest curse word.
It is, but it should be gross because it's like that's a terrible part of your body. Like
Yeah.
that's dirty. It's disgusting. But yeah, I don't know.
Asshole's probably, it should be, but it's like the most lenient. I don't know.
Next one we got. What is a non-dairy item that you think would make a great alternative to milk?
Yeah, I don't know if there is another alternative. I'm a big milk guy, actually.
Okay.
But my brother told a story the other day where he was playing summer ball and his team ran out of milk. So a buddy on his team alternated milk with water to use in a cereal. So this dude was eating like Frosted Flakes with water as the milk. That's disgusting.
I feel, but there are alternative, like you can, like hot chocolate, for example, right?
Right.
Like hot chocolate, you could use milk or you could use water. I think milk's gonna taste better, no doubt. But the water's not terrible. Like you could use it. But for cereal,
Yeah, that's gross.
that's disgusting.
And then I saw some video trending. I don't know if it was the NFL or NBA draft or the it might be the NFL draft, where this guy substituted his creamer, or I guess milk/creamer, with mayonnaise. So he squirted the mayonnaise into his coffee as if it was the creamer, mixed it up and drank it. I mean, that is disgusting.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's just eggs and oil. I mean, how bad could it really be?
Disgusting. That could
Yeah,
be
it's
bad.
disgusting, producer Drew.
We have, what's your hot take on a very popular movie or TV show, Paul?
Mine, I'm going to Marvel. I'm going to
You're
Marvel.
going to Marvel.
So one of the people put this movie down. They constantly put the movie down. They said it's one of the worst Marvel films, and I'm telling you, it's so underrated. It's just ridiculously underrated. This is Avengers: Age of Ultron. This is the second Avengers film.
I don't know if I've ever seen
This
that.
is the one where they fight the robot Ultron, and he has like Ultron bots.
Oh, yeah.
So everyone talks about how bad this movie is. Like it's doesn't.
Why? What do
like-
they say that's bad about
They
it?
just say it's
The
not
fight
good.
scenes aren't good, or
I don't
there's no
know. It's just-
storyline?
They don't. Everyone doesn't like love this movie, and for me, some of the best scenes of the MCU are from the movie. The one scene when they're in Avengers Tower and all the Avengers are trying to lift Thor's hammer. It's one of the best scenes in the MCU. It actually shows like the characters getting to know each other and like interact with each other. It's a really like good character building scene. And it's just funny. It's really creative. So that's an amazing scene. Ultron is a great villain. I forget what his first name is. It Dave Spader? The guy who voices him is like amazing. Ultron. It's just so menacing. And then the whole like the end of the world idea of using the country as a planet or the country as a meteor to like basically end civilization, I thought was so interesting in a different like end of the world scenario. So that was creative. And then at the same
But
time,
is that creative though?
it is
Like end of civilization. I feel like it's like that's almost like every single Avengers is like, oh, it's gonna be the end of civilization. We must stop them.
you could like take no, but that I mean that's what was in the comics. Like that was part of it. Was like
Well, that's always
Ultra-
the bad guy's agenda. I
yeah,
guess you could
well,
say.
you could say he
Take
wants
over the
he wants to take
world.
Yeah,
over.
take over the
Yeah,
world.
but he wanted to end humanity. He was like, I'm ending humanity. So I just really like that. And then a lot of people were talking about how in Avengers: Age of Ultron, it was really the last time ever we saw the core six Avengers fight together. Like really fight together. It was they started that opening sequence
So who
of them
was
in the
that?
woods. That was like Iron Man, Captain America, the Hulk, Thor, Black Widow, and Hawkeye. So we saw them fight in the beginning of the film and then like through the woods. And then at the end of the film, when they added the Scarlet Witch on and they have Vision in there and they do this really cool shot of them right before they fight Ultron for the last time. It's like this gathering scene. That was the last time they ever fought together. And to me, that was one of the best fight sequences they had where they kind of went through all the camera movements and they're going from character to character fighting the robots. There's like a lot of really good points to that movie and people just tear it down.
What do you think the Avengers or just Marvel is like lacking?
Like the Avengers films.
Like
what
I
do
know
mean?
you
Like,
always say like the Avengers have like a little bit of this, and that. Like, is there anything there? It's like you're like, oh, I wish they did this. You know, maybe not. And you just love it so much.
I just love it. There's nothing that I'm missing yet. I'll figure it out. I got, we always talk about the
Because you
different.
never really critique it.
Yeah, I mean,
If
you
you're just
could.
that good.
No, I mean, there are things that aren't that great for sure. Like a lot of the Disney Plus shows currently hitting Disney Plus right now, like aren't the best. Like I don't love them. Like people talk about how good Moon Knight was. I thought Moon Knight was okay. I didn't fall in love with it. I don't like the length of the episodes. I don't think they're good TV shows. Like they're just extended movies. But I honestly feel like Moon Knight would have been a better movie.
Yeah, but you also said that like Avengers Endgame, if that was like 8 hours, you'd watch it.
I would.
So then why do you hate the longer version?
No, because I don't
shows?
think they're good long. Like those TV shows, they just didn't execute them.
They were just extending it just to make it a
The problem is
series.
they weren't making TV. Like I forget one of the directors was talking about it. Oh, it was the guy who does The Boys.
I see what you're saying.
So I really like The Boys on Amazon Prime, Prime Video, and I think it's so good. He was talking about how like he's like, oh, everyone's talking about making these like Marvel's doing these 6-hour movies because they're doing like hour-long episodes and they're like 6-hour movies. He's like, just make TV. Like it's a TV show. Make TV. It'll be better. And The Boys is some of the best superhero TV I've ever seen. It's so good. And from like him saying that, I'm like, I'm totally with him. I said, okay, cool. Because for some reason, the Marvel Disney Plus shows, they feel off. Like something just does not feel good with them. Where I would have loved to be able to see Moon Knight have his movie, or like Miss Marvel have a movie, and then do the origin story on a larger scale. Give it to me in 2 hours, and I think personally I would have liked it and enjoyed it better than having them on a Disney Plus show.
Makes sense. All right, my hot take on a very popular movie or TV show is I'm gonna go there. I think that The Office is extremely overrated. I consider myself a comedy guy. I like to laugh. Like my go-to genre when I'm surfing Netflix or like HBO Max, just comedy. Like I like to watch comedy movies, comedy shows. But like The Office just has like this humor that I just isn't for me.
It's not
just,
for everyone.
Yeah,
That's
it's
for
just not
sure.
for me. Like when people say like, "Oh, well, you're the comedy guy. You make people laugh. Like you must love The Office. I can't believe you don't watch The Office." It's just like that kind of humor isn't like humor that I enjoy. And I was just wondering, Paul, I was going to ask you, like, do you think sitcoms are like going out of business?
I do. Yeah.
You don't have the Seinfeld, you don't have the Friends, the Office. Like, what is the newer version of that? Like, I don't even know if they're like Curb the Enthusiasm. I guess is like a spin-off of Seinfeld, but I don't even think they're making sitcoms. I mean, Modern Family, is that a sitcom?
Not really. It's shot. I mean, that's not on the air anymore. That ended. But
Like,
like
why do you think that is?
it's just the way TV is gone, like in the
that's
direction
true.
where people. What I really like. I mean, my favorite sitcoms of all time. I really like How I Met Your Mother. I really like That 70s Show. Like How I Met Your Mother has How I Met Your Father, which is on Hulu and is actually performing really well. So that's like a modern day sitcom. But I think there's just so much entertainment going on. We always talk about it. Everyone's fighting for everyone's eyes. Where I think a lot of people like the longer dramatic stories. Like I love Stranger Things right now.
Yeah.
I'm still watching Stranger Things season 4, and I just think it's some of the best television ever written. I'm a big fan of Lost when that ran, and I loved Breaking Bad and like those dramatic stories. But I like the sitcoms too. So I think it all depends on what you're in the mood for.
Well, do you think YouTubers and YouTube videos are kind of filling in that
Might be, yeah.
sitcom role? I mean, what's a sitcom, like 30-minute episodes?
Yeah, so if
You
you're
could take that over to a YouTube, it's like a YouTube video.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if you take a sitcom 30-minute show, it's only really 22 minutes of actual show, and then the other 8 minutes is commercials. So you're still not, and you even break that into more, like if you ever watch a show on Nickelodeon, for example, like if you watch SpongeBob is 2 11-minute episodes
Yeah.
where like it's just not enough, where I think they want this long form content that's super engaging, that's super high production value, and I think it's just moving into that realm.
People still enjoy the 30 minutes, 25 minutes, like shorter film material, because I know like college kids especially, like, oh, I'm gonna make a quick mac and cheese in between studying
Yeah.
for this, or I'm doing a quick homework break. Let me eat my lunch while I'll do like I'll throw a 30-minute YouTube video on Mr. Beast or something.
Yeah.
And like they're not throwing on sitcoms.
But you used to, and that was
Yeah,
the
it's
thing,
true.
right? Like if I was eating my lunch, I remember my freshman year of college, I would watch How I Met Your Mother. Or I'd watch That 70s Show. I would eat, watch one episode, and then be done with my
I feel like that's the purpose of like a sitcom or YouTube video.
Yeah, it's just to fill time. Sitcoms aren't the whole point of them is to be able to go in at any episode and be able to get the story and
Yeah.
then no matter what, like over a season, it might have an overarching story, or like over the actual 9 seasons, they might have a larger, episodic story. But like
You don't have to be locked in like
No.
Stranger Things. Like you can turn it on mid-episode and
and
just
kind of get what's
have it
going
in the
on.
background maybe and be like, oh yeah, I know where they're at. I know what the joke is. Or-
Like Glee, for example.
yeah.
I saw my sister. We were on the way back from Ireland, and we're on the plane ride, and she's like playing a game on her phone, and then on her iPad she's watching Glee.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
she just had it on the background for her playing the game. She's watched Glee 5 or 6 times, like through. So,
yeah, maybe YouTube videos are taking the sitcom niche.
I really wonder what you got for this one. For a little question, if you don't know what to say at a party, if a Disney character had a dating app, what would something in their bio say?
Why do I have to go first?
I got a great one for this.
All right, you go first.
No, you go, bro. I want to hear what you got.
Stinks.
So,
All right, so we'll rock with my favorite, Goofy.
okay.
Goofy's dating app bio would be, I got a big ass head, but I can make you laugh. Let's go out.
That's let's go out. That's
I
nice.
told you, Paul. I think comedy can get almost any. If you're a funny guy, you don't have to be the best of looking, but you can get some 9s and 10s out there if
you
you're
got
funny
the
enough.
humor. Yeah, if you got the humor.
I mean, data shows funny guys can pull.
Dad bods who can make you laugh.
But I'm starting to realize that girls are liking dad bods so much that like I don't even have a dad bod. I have what is above a dad bod.
Yeah.
it's like because they're so acceptable. Where it's like, oh, girls actually like dad bods, but they like the certain like
A dad bod. Yeah.
like they're still in shape, but it's
Yeah.
still a dad bod. It's like I'm above that, ladies, but Goofy pulls bitches.
Yep. That's
All
very
right, so
true.
what's yours?
Mine is for Nemo.
Oh, I see
So
what you're
mine
doing.
is in Nemo's bio, his Tinder bio, for example. It would say, "Hi, I'm Nemo. I'm never afraid to touch the butt."
Yeah, you found that on Google.
No, it's
You
me.
did not make that up.
Don't
There's
worry about it.
no-
That's Nemo's Tinder bio. That's what you got there.
He Googled that one.
Nemo, baby, never afraid to touch
Remember
that butt.
one of the first episodes we did on this show was we did pickup lines.
We did a whole
Remember
show
that?
like on pickup lines.
I remember the one I did. That was like over years ago. Not years. It was like maybe
It was
2
like
years
2
ago.
years ago,
2 years
yeah.
ago. It was remember when I had the one where I was like, "Oh, sneeze." And I told like you sneeze.
Oh yeah, I know this one.
Can you sneeze? Well, I said, oh, I had a country accent.
Yeah, it was country. It was
All right, so
country.
sneeze again. Sneeze again.
Chew.
Well, I said God bless you, but looks like he already did.
So stupid. Yo, put that away, bro. Put that away.
Oh, we got another pickup line?
He's got a pickup line. It says, "You can call me Nemo because I'm never afraid to touch the butt."
Straight off Tumblr. Like that's just straight off
Don't.
Tumblr.
I mean, we were here to, just make some jokes. So that's what I got for you.
I'm Goofy. I got a big ass head, but I can make you ain't finding that one on Google.
No. All right. So I don't know if you fall down or you hurt yourself a little bit, but a conversation you might talk to when you're talk to someone else when you're
Excuse me.
drunk. I know, getting a little drunk
Are
here
you
myself. The most embarrassing fall you've ever had in your life.
I've had many when I was drunk.
I feel like that's the best time to fall.
Yeah, we went to Punta Cana, the resort,
Okay.
and me and my buddy Vinny, we were there. We got up early for some reason, and we went to the bar, helped the bartender get the chairs down because we were ready to drink. So we're like, oh, we'll help you set up.
Yeah.
Because the faster we set up, the faster you get us drinks.
8:00 in the morning.
And we're sitting poolside and we're just drinking for a while. And you know that feeling like right after you just get up and you haven't been up in a while and you've been sitting there just pounding beers, taking a couple shots, and you get up and you realize, oh fuck, I'm not okay right now. That's what happened to me. So I got up from the bar after sitting there for a while, no pee breaks or nothing. Was there for probably 2-3 hours. I get up, I slip and fall in front of everybody, like I'm shirt off, like full beach mode, slip and fall in front of the whole resort. The resort knows that I should be flagged.
Yeah. Flag.
Yeah,
Cut
that
'em
was
off.
the beginning of the end of Ryan of that that day.
Trip.
Do you fall out when you drink too?
So there's like been this running gag in my friend group that like I'm just always on the ground.
Why
like,
is that?
I don't understand. Like for example, we played badminton recently.
You played badminton.
I love badminton.
First of all, badminton should not be Olympic sport.
it should be. It's really
It
competitive.
should be.
It's all, dude. If you play competitively badminton, I'm telling you,
Dude.
you got to be athletic. You got to be good. It's like
Can I
it's a
ask
whole nother
this?
level.
Where the hell did pickleball come from?
Dude, pickleball's blowing up.
I feel like it came out of nowhere. It's like the cool thing to play pickleball now.
It's
Is it just like tennis?
it's tennis,
but just a
It's-
smaller court.
It's a smaller court. I think there are a little different rules.
like-
I don't know. I've literally never played.
Yeah,
but I
it's like,
see it
I feel like it came
everywhere.
out of nowhere.
See
Like
it
I've
on
never heard of
TV.
it.
It's on TV. I saw like our town. They took away half the basketball court and made it into a
Yeah,
pickleball court.
what's going
like
on?
people were loving pickleball.
It's a pickleball takeover. It's like I feel like it's more of like a bougie thing for adults. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go play pickleball.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I don't want to be as athletic as tennis and be like as sweat as much, so I'm just gonna play pickleball.
I feel like pickleball is the new croquet. Croquet.
I guess so.
Okay. Well, Paul's the fall down man. I guess we'll go to the next one. What's the cringiest thing you've ever shared on social media? It's probably that Nemo pickup line that you got going on.
Whoa,
over
relax
there.
over there. That was a good pickup line. I think if we really think about cringiest things, we've talked about it on the show, but we used to make videos in middle school.
Oh yeah.
So we made old school like lip sync videos
Yeah, they're really bad.
in middle school where we danced. And that was, everyone talks about TikTok. And it's like people were dancing on TikTok. Honestly, we were dancing on YouTube when we were 12 to 15 years old.
We would
and
do like
that
a
was-
call. We would do like a call you maybe music video.
That was like 2011, 12, right around there. So
call you maybe. We did Rebecca Black Friday.
we did.
Getting down
On
on Friday.
Friday.
We actually
Let me
did.
see you wobble. That
Yeah,
was a good one.
Yeah, that was not a good one. The wobble. Well, Dean came on for that. Our buddy Dean, and that wobble video. We were like 8th grade going to senior year of high school. Next thing you know, it's like first week of school, and like classrooms are playing that wobble video of us, making fun of us as
That
like a
was
welcome
true.
to high school, welcome to the big leagues.
Yeah. So it was very cringy back in the day making those dance videos.
Do you remember we made a dance video, Bruno Mars, but we freaking sang it at your house? Like we didn't lip sing it, like we actually
that,
sang.
That was
Yeah.
What's-
Today I don't feel like doing anything
yes,
or whatever
yeah,
that is.
that song.
Brutal. My cringy moments back. I mean, I was just like, my Facebook posts were just bad.
Oh, it's amazing. I'm not gonna lie. I love how Facebook gives you like the updates.
So I hate so they give. So I wake up every day. I get a Facebook update of like, oh, this was your status
10 years
8,
ago.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I have to delete it every time I get the like notification. Like here's an old status. Click delete. I have to delete. They're so bad, Paul. I have to delete everyone I see.
It is really interesting because I've seen a bunch where I'm like, I was in my bag. It was like
I was in my
me.
bag.
I was 10 years ago. I'm like, okay. I was like 15. I was like, who hurt me? Because they were depressing Facebook posts. Like, I was just like, what is going on? And then every day I'm waking up with this old Facebook post of me maybe doing like writing a poem about being sad or people don't care about me or like how hard I was hurt or how you'll never forgive someone. It was like, dude, it was crazy.
really
But
deep
that
for
was
an
those middle
11-year-old.
school days. And I feel like it's probably the same thing. I think it moved to Twitter a little bit as we got like into high school because Twitter was really big for us in our high school.
Subtweeting was big. You were a big
Big.
subtweeter.
People
But
always
people
say
don't subtweet anymore.
they don't do that.
I don't think people subtweet anymore. I also realized that these kids nowadays, you don't see the mirror selfie picture anymore.
That was a big
Like
thing.
that was everyone's profile picture was them with their NB Touch or chocolate or sidekick selfie.
It showed your phone. It showed.
Yeah,
a
those
lot
are
of
pretty brutal.
personality.
I mean, looking back at those, but yeah, when was the last time I've seen a selfie? It's like these kids are just being more exposed to better things and growing up faster.
it's just different.
yeah, it's just different. Do you miss AIM?
No, I don't miss AIM.
You ever hear of AIM, producer Drew?
Yeah.
We've talked about AIM on the show.
Instant
AIM's
Messenger. I forget
yeah.
what the A is. America's Instant Messenger?
AOL Instant Messenger.
Yep.
All right, last one on this category. Conversation starter is out when you're at the bar or you're partying with friends. What's the funniest song you know all the lyrics to, Paul?
There's a few. One, going back to middle school.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like as a middle school kid, I shouldn't have known all the lyrics to the
No,
song.
dude, some of them are really bad.
Really bad songs.
Like Lollipop by Lil Wayne.
terrible.
I let her lick the lollipop. Like 10-year-old Ryan.
11-year-old Ryan Paul were like.
No, I let her lick the lollipop. Like, what are we doing as a society right
Or-
there?
Remember we talked about Umbrella?
Umbrella, no
was like,
hands, Waka
no,
Flocka.
No hand. Terrible song. No hands.
Doesn't Katy Perry have a song?
Well,
I kissed a girl and I liked it.
well,
Well, that's
I
not
could even
weird,
think
but-
about like Ariana Grande coming out with 34, 35. And I'm like, there's these kids are probably like 8 years old, like 34, 35. And
I'ma
it's
buy
just-
you a drink,
Yeah.
the T-Pain.
There are a
I'ma
lot
take
of
you home with me.
a lot of songs in pop culture.
Yeah.
Even Young Gravy. Did you see this interview he did recently? He was on a pod. He loves doing podcasts.
Yeah.
But Young Gravy was talking about how his new song Betty, where he was making up lyrics and the studio just didn't like them. They thought they were like too vulgar. So he would change it up so that the older heads in the room wouldn't know what he meant. So you look into his first line where he's like blow her back out or something. Where he was changing the words. So it was like, yeah, nobody questioned that. I'm talking fast. They don't realize what's going on. But he said sometimes they'll flag it, so then I'll have to change the lyrics. But he's like, I'll eventually put those lyrics back in the song and I'll get it by them eventually. But there are a lot of songs that
It wasn't
are
me,
dirty-minded.
Shaggy. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
me.
There's a lot of dirty-minded songs, man.
And always the response you had to like your parents was like, Ryan, that's foul. Like, turn that off. It's like, Mom, I like the beat. I like the beat. The music makes me feel good.
So my song was "Hot in Here" by Nelly.
Oh,
Dude,
so
I knew
hot
"Hot in Here" the back of my hand. I love that song.
What about the milkshake?
Oh, that's a great song too.
Oh, you like the Zoe 101 theme song? I know you see me standing here.
I mean, any of those, dude.
Do
I remember
look
it was
good, my
actually
dear?
super funny. We were 12 years old. We were at Cooperstown.
Yeah.
Oh, you weren't there. Just kidding. You weren't with me.
No.
But we were. I remember.
Just kidding.
I was 12 years old with a bunch of friends, and we were at Cooperstown, and they had like a TV in the corner, like a big box TV hanging in the corner. And I remember iCarly playing, and you had like 25 guys who were 12 years old screaming the iCarly theme song, and it was just what they loved, man.
I know you,
You
see sometimes the world. Here's mine. These are gonna be ones that are gonna bring back a good memory for you
Okay,
because you love these songs. Well, any Bo Burnham songs we had no business. Talk about bad songs to know when you're little.
yeah.
Very, very bad songs to know as a kid. Any Bo Burnham songs. I forget the title of them. This one, Paul. Nice Guys Finish Last.
Classic song.
Who sings that?
Nigga Higga.
Okay. Nice guys finish last. That's why I treat you like trash. It's just I don't know. But that's like the running joke. It was like, nice guys finish last. So
That
let's all
was-
be assholes.
But that was literally one of the largest YouTube songs. That was like in YouTube's heyday. That was original YouTube creator. His name was Nigga Higga. He was like the top of. It sounds so bad, but that was what his name was.
Was that his actual name?
Yeah, no, that was his username.
Yeah.
And he was like the number one YouTube person in the early 2010s. And he would make those funny. He would do comedy.
There was like
bits.
another song I remember. He said
He did a bunch of comedy songs.
something
yeah.
about like cow, and she looks like a cow in a dress.
No, that is that song.
Oh, that's nice guys
It's
finish
like
last.
cows go moo. And it's just I mean, he was a great
And on a
person.
boat.
yeah on a
I'm
boat.
Is that
Lonely Island.
Lonely Island.
Lonely
Yeah, they're
Island had a
big.
bunch of really good songs. I mean, we talked Dick in a Box.
I got the dick. One of the best SNL skits
Dick
of all
in a
time.
box. And that's where Lonely Island came from. And they did I'm on a boat. They've done a
Do
bunch
you
of
know that
raunchy
guy's name?
songs.
The guy who's like the head of Lonely Island.
Uh,
He's like in like top 5 SNL skits because he's in that one with the
Andy
dick in the box.
Samberg.
He's in that with the Andy Samberg. He's in the dick in the box, and he's in that famous SNL skit where he starts shooting everybody with the gun.
Oh, and then it was like then they play the sad music, and then
Yeah,
he would
the-
die, and then he would get up and
Shot.
shoot at people. Yeah.
Yeah, those are funny clips. But there you go. There's some conversation stars, especially if you're our age. If you're in the 23, 22 to 25, 26 age range, bring up those memories. You'll get into deep conversations.
For sure.
All right.
Next thing, it's a segment idea I came up with. I told Ryan.
It's not-
Hypotheticals.
wow, what a great thing Paul came up with.
Hypothetical questions we're gonna ask each other. We'll answer and let us know at home. Think about the hypothetical question and what you would do.
All
Let's
right,
start this
first one
bad boy.
is, if you had the chance, would you want to be pain-free for the rest of your life? We're talking physical, not mentally pain-free. So physically pain-free. I don't know if I would, because I feel like I would be doing a lot of dumb shit, and I don't want to do a lot of dumb shit.
Like, what does that mean? Like, I could just put my hand on
like a stove
a
and not
stove
feel
and just
anything,
burn?
or just
Yeah, but
jump off the Empire State Building to get somewhere. Like, but then it's like there's like that positive message where it's like sometimes I think don't parents like teach their kids to touch the stove, and it's like, oh, you burned your hand.
you got to
like,
learn those lessons.
Yeah, it's
in
how you
life.
learn
Yeah.
lessons in life. So if you get rid of pain, you don't learn those lessons. You don't learn those valuable lessons.
I feel like there's a lot of downside that we're not thinking of. That
Do you know
would
what I
probably
think about all the time? And I get kind of sad about it. It's like I'm gonna feel pain again. Like like I'm gonna get like hurt.
You're gonna
some way.
hurt your arm. You're gonna
Yeah.
hurt. Yeah,
I'm
something's
gonna
gonna
stub my
happen.
toe. I'm gonna cut my finger. Like something's gonna happen eventually. Not looking forward to
It's not the best way to live your life, but
but
hypothetical here for you. Would you take a job offer that pays $100,000 a week, where you get to pay to sit in a pitch black room and do nothing all day?
no. And I think we're both gonna have similar answers in this. We're both big in advocating for doing things that you love, no matter the money, the cost, etc.
I feel like eventually it would just take too much of a mental toll on you.
Oh yeah.
Where it's a lot of people talk about how they're bored at work, and like people always complain about that, and they're like, I'd rather be busy because like the day goes by faster.
That's why I think there's like a statistic out there where people are more likely to die sooner when they retire because they don't have that like itch to like be successful.
They're
or
not
move
moving
or
around.
something.
They're
Yeah,
not doing
just,
stuff,
like,
kind of thing.
there's like no purpose. Like at some point in our lives, no matter how rich you become, at some point money becomes like numbing.
yeah,
And then like you realize that money isn't everything, and that the main focus of your life should be what's your purpose? Like what's your purpose in being on earth? Like what do you want to leave an everlasting message with the world? Like money becomes numbing at some point when you have so much. And we talked about it before, like the
Yeah.
difference between billions and millions.
yeah, it's a big difference
Crazy.
for sure.
The next one is, what would your first reaction be, Paul, if I told you that you had failed at something? Would you quit?
What am
Would
I
you fix
failing
it?
here? What am I failing? If I'm failing, I'm usually
You're shooting a video. You work a while on shooting that
I
video.
failed.
Doesn't perform well. The newspaper, the tabloids are hammering it. It's not good, Paul.
I feel like failure. I don't know if we really ever talk about failure, but the importance of failure is like no matter what in life, you need failure because it's gonna one put you in check, and it's two, it's gonna just make you want to be better.
Yeah.
And then so without failure, you don't learn the lessons in life that like will make you be successful. So if you're like, hey, I failed, be like, all right, cool. Like, what was it? What can I do? And I'm a big analytics guy. Like, I like to go back and kind of take apart things and realize, why did this work poorly? What can I do to fix it? And then once I fix something, it makes me feel amazing.
Yeah.
It's like once I see success from a failure, it's one of the best feelings in the world.
Well, that's what it is, right? It's like if you
Yeah.
don't fail, there's no like good feeling when when you're successful. If you're just good at everything, successful, there's no good feeling you get because you never failed. I saw this trending video the other day. It was with Jordan Belfort, and this guy was explaining like how to be more confident in sales. Like I'm not a big sales guy. Like that was not something that I would ever want to do. Like work for commission and have to like go
I
knock
could
on
never do
doors
it.
and like sell solar or like have that hustle mentality in that space. Like that's
Yeah.
not for me. But he said that one of the exercises that he does, which is very weird, but he'll go like shopping at like a store, whether it's like PacSun or just go clothes shopping. And then when he's going to check out, he'll just ask the lady or the guy working, he's like, can I get 10% off that item? And then like the answer 95, 98% of the time is going to be no. But it's like the whole purpose of the exercise
Yeah.
is just you're willing to ask for something and then getting not, like
It's
shut down.
learning rejection.
Yeah, learning rejection. So
Yeah.
that's the exercise. It's like, yeah, you're gonna ask for 10%, but you're not gonna get it. So you're experiencing that feeling of being rejected. So then when you do go out and do something important, it's like you already felt rejection, so you're not scared to go try and ask.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's important.
All right, what's the next one?
Would you give up 30 years of your life in exchange for to save a stranger's life? So like if you knew that you could sacrifice your time, a part of your time on earth to help someone out, would you do it?
I think it depends on the person.
If it was your mom, it'd be like, yeah. Or if it was your significant other, it'd be like, yeah.
I think about that though sometimes. Do you? It's like, you know the saying like, I would take a bullet for you? But have you sat there and been like, would I really take a bullet for you? like if
That's a big decision.
but
yeah.
no, it's like it's easy to say. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's like actions speak louder than words. Like, oh, I'd take a bullet for you, man. I love you. It's like then the guy's holding the gun and it's time to jump in front of him. You gotta jump in front of
Yeah.
him. But my kind of outlook on those kind of things is like I would think that I would like in this scenario, my general answer is no. I'm keeping that 30 years. But then I also think whether if it's like a family member and then like if they're younger than me,
That's a good one. If they're
that's
younger.
like if it's like a young kid and it's like they're like 10, 8 years old, 6 years old. I'm 25. Like they haven't been able to live as long as the life I have been. So maybe at that time I'll jump in front of the bullet. But that's really the only like if they're younger than me, maybe I'll think about it.
Have you seen the thing on TikTok where a guy will go up to random strangers in New York and he'll be like, have $1. And he'll say, hey, do you want to keep the $1 or you can give it to someone else and I'll double it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people like double it. And then he goes to $2, $4, $8, $16. And I've seen him get up to like, I think like $130 or right around like $200. And that's where people kind of be like, no, like I need the money. Like I'll take the $200.
I saw a guy take $6 the other day. I hate that guy.
It's like, no, just like
But then I go in the comments and they're like, oh, I would have took it once it got over 5, like or 4. I'm not that guy. I would just keep going.
If it was under $100, I'm just like pass it. But I feel like over $100, I would think about it and be like, yeah, I could use $100.
But I always say this, like I always get satisfaction in giving. Like I always enjoy like I think we did like a Christmas episode where it's like, do you prefer to give gifts or get gifts?
Yeah.
And we both like I like to see someone's reaction when they get a gift. Like it makes me feel good. So I would always double it. Unless it's like $1,000 maybe.
Yeah,
I'm
if it
just-
gets up to a portion where you would benefit from it, then yeah, you'll take it.
Would you take a pill, Paul, that allows you to not need sleep? We all know you people who watch the show, you have a sleeping problem. You just sleep like at the snap of a finger sometimes.
So me, if I didn't need to sleep, I think I would do it. Like if you were like, hey, everyone else is gonna sleep, that would be insane.
The greatest advantage of all time.
If I didn't have to sleep and everyone else had to, that's an extra 6 to 8 hours a day that I could take advantage
Yeah.
of learning more, of getting ahead in life, of
creating
stuff, right? Like I could get ahead and have all this extra time to myself. The thing is, there's never enough hours in the day, but it's like an extra 6 hours a day. Holy crap.
What's crazy though is that like the greats, they sacrificed that sleep. It's like the Kobe Bryants, the Tom Brady's. Like they go to bed at like 11 and they're up at 4. Like and they're doing double workouts. So it's like people do sacrifice that. I'm with you. Like when at night, I'm like mad to go to bed. Like there's not a lot of times where I'm like, man, you know what? It was a long day. I'm excited to sleep for 9, 10 hours. It's like I don't enjoy it. Like I don't enjoy going to bed. I'd rather go up and do something. Like life's short.
Yeah, but I've seen videos where they ask Gary Vee, they ask Elon Musk, they're like, how many hours of sleep do you get? And I think Gary Vee gets, I don't know if he gets 7 or 8. Elon says 6. Elon's like, I need 6 hours. And he's like, any more than that, I don't think is
I heard
necessary.
like 6 is like the perfect.
But he was like 6 hours, he gets a sleep, but he's like, you need that. Like if you deprive yourself on sleep, then it's gonna you're not gonna be as mentally focused, you're not gonna be as productive.
And
to
affects
them,
like later days.
yeah, and that's the thing. Like production and yeah, like being productive is money to them. So them not fulfilling their full potential is going to make them upset. And there's like a lot of things that are going to come with that. So you need the sleep. Like the sleep is vital, but finding the right amount. Because obviously, too, if you sleep too much, if you sleep like 10 hours or 12 hours, like you can be groggy. You can have a lazy day because you're like even more exhausted. Like you ever take a nap? Like I've done that too, where I've been learning more about sleep and napping, where if you take a nap and like you go past a certain amount of time, like your body has a sleep cycle.
Yeah.
So, because I didn't know that, I've been learning about it, and that's why you take like a 5 to 15-minute nap, or it's like okay, then you have to go to at least a half an hour, or
Yeah.
like it's okay. It's like once you go past that, you got to go to at least 90 minutes, or your body when you wake up, you're going to be less productive and you're going to be groggy. So it's like there are cycles that you have to go through, and for them, 6 hours is like this is what I need. This is my most productive. If I get 6 hours of sleep, and like to me, I'm like that's interesting. But if you could cut out sleep in general, I'd be like, yeah, let's do it.
No, that is really interesting, and I'm probably one that should probably look into those sleeping like habits because I do understand it. Where it's like, oh, if you sleep an extra 5 minutes, like you can feel like so drowsy. But if you get like it's like the whole thing with like getting into REM sleep or
Yeah,
things like
yeah.
that. I should probably study into that because like I hate sleeping. I'm always up late, and I don't know. But sleep's an important thing. It's just like being hungover for a day. You can waste that whole entire day if you don't get enough rest.
I like this question. Which sport would you choose if you could be a professional athlete in any sport?
So, which sport would I choose?
To be a professional in.
I feel like the smartest sport to choose would be baseball because
Why?
they have higher contracts
I
and
was thinking
it's
money.
less toll on your body.
That's true.
You're playing 162 games, but I mean, like you're out there in the field, like you're not really. It's not football. It's not basketball. It's not really strenuous physical activity. Um, it's longer seasons away from your family. It's also more of a really mental game. Like I think baseball is one of the toughest mental sports to
I
play
think so,
outside of
too.
golf. Like golf is probably the hardest mental sport to play, and then it's probably baseball. But the baseball money is leaps and bounds better than the NFL. NBA is getting better with money, but MLB contracts are ideal. You're playing 162 games, less tear on your body. I think baseball is the move.
If I could be a professional in any sport, it would be golf.
Golf.
It could because one, just to be so good that like when I go out with my friends, I would just demolish them. I think would be an amazing feeling.
True.
Two, I
But
think
people would hate to play with you.
oh, they wouldn't want to
Oh,
play.
I don't want to play with Paul. He's
Yeah,
a
but-
professional.
Yeah, but if we had a friend who was a professional, I feel like it kind of would be cool to play with him.
And then get tips from him.
Yeah, just like learn,
But
see how he plays.
But like golf is cool and all, and it's also not taxing on your body. But
Not taxing on your body. I could play for a long time. I feel like the travel's cool.
you could be that's probably the sport where you could be the pro the longest. I mean,
Yeah, I
John
think
Daly's
so.
still playing. Stuart Sink is still playing tournaments.
Yeah,
But it is a grind. Like you may think like, oh,
it's
you
a
play,
mental grind
I
too.
mean, you're playing 4 rounds of golf weekly for the tournament. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You're playing 18 holes each day. You're walking. And then most guys, before they go out for their round for the tournament, they're at the driving range practicing 2 hours before.
Tuesday, Wednesday are your prep rounds.
Yeah,
like
you'll
your-
even go out Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
You'll be at the driving range. You'll be around the greens. You're working the bunker. And then you'll go play they'll play like 36 rounds before the tournament even starts the day before. And then after they're done their round on Thursday, which is for the tournament, they'll go to the driving range again and work on their swing. So it is a grind.
Yeah, but I feel like if you're a professional in any sport, it's a grind. But at golf, I could
That's true. That's
see,
fair.
you know, I don't know. I think it would be pretty cool.
Would you go to Live Tour?
I mean, the money's there. Let's do it.
You
I
got
don't
to,
really care.
dude. You got to go for the money. But yeah, we're not going to get into that.
No. All right, cool. That's Life's a Party, baby.
Yes, sir.
Hope you had a great time listening. We appreciate you guys. Make sure to follow us, subscribe, give us a big thumbs up on a video. We appreciate it. As always,
Music. Take us out.
peace. See you later.